Nerd-Jitsu.
All right, welcome to the Nerd-Jitsu podcast. We're here with Jacob Myers Propst from Ohio, Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Pronounce your school's name, Constitution
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Austinburg, Ohio. He's out here in Colorado visiting, so we thought, why not get him on the show? Today we're just going to interview you and talk to you as a school owner and as a competitor. So if you don't mind, welcome to the show. We're here with Hector Leon, myself. Later on in our second half, we got another special guest we'll be doing for our Spider-Man review as part of our nerd segment. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So welcome to Colorado.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show. So you are a Pro Jiu-Jitsu competitor, and you own and operate your own school.
Yes, sir. Constitution Jiu-Jitsu, Austinburg, Ohio.
All right.
So, been training 8 years.
So what got you into jiu-jitsu?
Oh, man, I didn't have anything going on in my life at that point in time. It was, I think, 2011, 2012. I didn't record the exact date, so it's kind of lost in mystery. But I had recently lost both my parents, and so I kind of needed something. And, jiu-jitsu was that thing.
All right. So currently you are part of Team James Klingerman?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where is he out of?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, all right. So you guys just recently or this weekend are having a competition? Your school's going, a couple of you guys are going up there?
Yeah, that's at Team East Coast in Canton, Ohio.
Okay, all right.
Little white belt, blue belt tournament.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like those beginner tournaments. It allows some of the younger competitors don't really get maybe aren't too confident to get some experience.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So recently you competed at the Stout Fights.
Yeah. Second time.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? How did you get the opportunity to do that, and how did it go?
Yeah. So that was, like I said, the second time. The first time was last year, and so Tanner Hall obliged to match with me, and we had an absolute war against each other, and we put on one of the most exciting matches of the show, and I ended up winning by toe hold. I kind of scrapped that out. I fractured my wrist right in the beginning of it, and it made for a very, very tough match. He roughed me up good. But then, Andy Anderson runs Stout Fights Promotions, so super, super awesome dude, really good for the community. So he gave me another shot, and they're building their show and kind of, getting the local jiu-jitsu scene out there. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. So you also have a rash guard out there.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how this rash guard. Like for those of you that haven't seen it, we're gonna put it right. For those of you that are watching on video, we'll put it right above his head, and we'll put the link in the description so you guys can check it out. And you're doing pre-orders right now, or
yeah. So the pre-order ended, but I'm gonna place the order, get the product in hand, and then be able to sell it as orders come in. So
it's a pretty cool shirt. Like I'm getting one, or I'm gonna rob Hector and get one.
Can you talk about it a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. So I created the company recently called Helm Raiments, and so I'm just looking to put together gear from the best companies, the best suppliers, providers, and so I teamed up with Komenu from Nevada, that's run by Jerry Hallert, and so he's helping supply the product. But I had an artist design. I gave him all my ideas for it, and it's I call it the KFC rash guard, or the chicken wings and leg locks, as Mr. John Torres, my assistant coach, helped name it. So kind of playing off of their whiskey and leg locks rash guard. So thank you for the inspiration. But yeah, it was probably 2 years ago. I was thinking how do I come up with an idea that kind of is popular and kind of uses mainstream ideas to come up with something. So sorry, I guess we're through here. But yeah, KFC rash guard. So it looks like a bucket of chicken wings. So
okay,
pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys, like I said, we'll have it up in the little area up here so you can check it out.
Yep.
So let's talk about your school. What year did you start What year did you guys open? How long have you been operating this school?
Just hit 3 years, actually, in July. So it's amazing how much time has changed things. So
yeah, congratulations.
Started in a tiny little room, 24 by 24, and it was slow growth. I spent those first 6 months, sitting in a room alone, waiting for people to show up, and then started growing like crazy, man. The last year has been really interesting. So I went full-time in December, so full-time instructor. So thank you, James Clearman, for making that happen. He's an awesome businessman and helped grow my academy. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I had the opportunity to train with you back when we competed at Fight to Win in Cleveland back in May. And I got to roll with one of your students, Lily Huffman.
Yeah, Lily Huffman.
Oh, man. So I was completely caught off guard. She's real quiet, real nice, but she is an absolute savage. She took my back, and I was legitimately in trouble. Just some minor details she just needed to work out. She'd have had me in, I was legitimately in trouble, but just barely squeaked by. So props to her. Also, John Torres, your assistant coach, he's every time I roll with him, he's growing leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Shauna, she's killing it for
savage white belt.
Yeah. And then of course both the Fraziers, actually all of them.
Right.
If both daughters do it too as well, or one daughter.
One daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah. So they're all three of them are killing it. You got quite a team of savages coming up, and I was quite impressed.
Yep.
So shout out to all you guys out there. Keep it up. Keep up the hard work. It's just beginning.
Yep.
But keep grinding, guys. All right. So I got to ask. Not many people are willing to just, get into a gym and 50% of a chance that you might be able to get some students in there. 50% chance you might not.
Yeah.
What inspired you? What was the driving force that said, get in there and do this gym? Risk it all.
Right. So early on when I started training jiu-jitsu, I realized that I love teaching people. I love seeing that light bulb pop on their head. And so I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I had a falling out with the first gym I was at. I loved the instructor who was there, just didn't work out. And my next coach, Lou Armazzani, helped me start my academy and kind of gave me the groundwork and really, really did me wonders for getting going. I didn't have any support besides that in my local area, so it was just me waiting for people to walk in the door. And it took a while. I spent, like I said, probably 5 or 6 months just sitting there waiting for students to show up and learning how to advertise and get the word out and talk to people. So finally, Mr. John Torres walked in the door one day, and the gym has never been the same. The day he signed up, I was considering closing because I didn't have enough people. So he helped me with that and signed up, and from then on out, man, it's been nonstop growth.
Okay.
So
good.
Passion for teaching, and a lot of mentors in my life that kind of guided me that direction. So
okay. All right. So what do you got coming up next for yourself, Mike? Competitions, anything on the athlete side of jiu-jitsu? What do you got?
Yeah, so Josh LeDuc with Guardians Management is my boss. He's kind of helping manage me and take care of signing me up for matches. I just recently had one in Florida. I had a 205 super fight, and then I think previously it was a couple months before that. Had one at East Coast, but my next one looks like a Fuji tournament in Cincinnati, possibly. So Josh LeDuc is kind of putting my name out there, helping me grow. He's doing an awesome job with that. So Guardians Management, thank you very much. Changed my life.
For those of you that don't know who Josh LeDuc is, he looks ridiculously like Chris Pratt. I didn't understand the nickname Star-Lord when it was going around, and then I saw a video of him, and I was like, oh, wow, that's why.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Star-Lord.
Yeah, no, it definitely...
he could be stunt double, no problem.
For sure. All right. Okay, so up next for the students? What do you got for your students coming up?
Like I said, this weekend they're doing the white belt, blue belt tournament. So there's a lot of students doing their first tournament or second tournament. So I've been kind of coaching them and building their confidence and teaching them the ropes of competing. I've done probably with super fights anywhere from 20 to 30 events. So just always sharing my experience with them and helping them grow. I don't know how it is with most people, but I don't hold back any secrets when I'm teaching. I teach them everything I know. So. Always trying to share with them. So, besides that event, we're looking at Josh Hinger seminar, July 27th at my academy. So that's exciting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just about to ask, what do you got next for the school? But so, how much, if someone's trying to get involved in that, how much is the seminar cost for that?
Yeah, so $60. It's capped at 50 people, and I know it's going to sell out, so sign up quick. The event's on Facebook, and then PayPal preferably. The information is on the event page, so you can check that out.
Now, is that open to any affiliation or?
Yeah, man. There's no affiliation jargon with me, man. You show up and train. I don't care who you are.
Okay.
So.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
So next 6 months, what are you shooting for as far as all of the above? Life, anything? You trying to get some more rash guards, work on that stuff, or is it just focusing on the school, taking some time down? Because I mean, I feel like you've been grinding like these super fights.
I ain't stopping.
Yeah,
no plans to stop.
No, so all right. So you're looking for more?
Yeah, I'll take matches wherever they're at, man.
Anywhere. Any promotion?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it. Money, no money, sub only. I'm there to put on a show. So let me know.
All right.
Let's see what else.
He wants all the smoke.
All the smoke.
All the smoke. I respect it.
But yeah, willing to take on matches, whoever, whenever. I love competing, win or lose. That's where I get my biggest growth from. And the stuff that I teach my students is like, hey, this is what works under pressure. This is what works when 1,000 people are watching.
Yeah.
So love competing. I've done multiple fight to wins. Thank you, Seth Daniels, for the opportunity. Huge growth has come from that for me and my academy. So thank you. Owe you a ton.
Yeah, actually, while we're on the subject of fight to win, for those of you that may not be jiu-jitsu competitors or have seen a fight to win, like this is the big stage. You got the lights, the crowd, the music, smoke machines. It's like the show you dream to be on.
Yep.
Well, can you kind of explain, not only what it feels like now, but that first time you stepped up on that stage and saw, like, walk through that little catwalk onto the stage. What was that feeling?
That was game changing. You can feel the electricity in the air. Everyone's screaming for you, screaming for your opponent, and it's like, man, like it's about to throw down. Like,
yeah,
pressure's on. You have to have your mindset right, your strategy. It's unforgettable. It's an amazing experience. So,
all right, what is it? Did that fade? Did anything change? Is it more nerves now that you've done it more? Is it less nerves?
Yeah, I mean, the first time was definitely nerve-wracking going into it, but I've become more composed as an athlete and able to keep my cool under pressure and implement my strategy. The last match I had was against a very savage purple belt, world-class, world champion, and I just didn't have enough time to get the finish. It was an electric match.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought maybe you'd get it off at the end. I was like,
so close. Had it locked
up. Yeah, I was looking. I was like, man, that looks tight.
So,
but yeah,
what decision?
He won by decision. Yep. So
was it a split decision or unanimous?
I don't remember.
I thought it was split. I could have sworn it was split, but we'll have to check it out. You check it out, Flow Grappling.
Yeah, Flow Grappling.
I don't want to.
It's a fun match to watch. There was a lot of back and forth. So.
Yeah, it was a great match. I remember watching it live. That was on the Stipe card, right?
Yeah, Stipe card. Yeah, that was awesome.
Go ahead, Hector.
No, I was going to talk about Stipe, but I was like, I don't want that smoke.
Oh,
I don't want that smoke. I heard about Stipe.
Let's keep that quiet, man. You don't talk about. That's Cleveland's champion. Don't you talk about?
Don't be throwing shade.
You don't want that smoke, man.
Nah, It was like, zoop, I'm good.
All right. So, did you happen to see, hear, or watch UFC 239? Anything out here? Like, that's Ben Askren, John Jones versus...
Yeah, I've watched a couple of the clips online, saw photos. I rarely get the time to watch a UFC match. I'm always busy with family and training.
So, did you see the Ben Askren knockout?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Luck or well-executed plan, in your opinion?
After seeing the 24 or 48 hour before footage of Masvidal practicing the knee, man, that's a wonderful strategy on his part. Knowing that his opponent was going to be lazy in the beginning of a match and kind of just lackadaisical change levels.
Yeah, he baited him, bro. It was crazy.
Yep.
So, I spend a lot of time on the Nerdjitsu page
Yeah.
trolling UFC
Yeah.
pages, and there are, I would say, 90% say it was luck, and maybe 10% say it was planned. But there's a lot. Ben Askren has a lot of wrestling fans. He has a lot of grappling fans. So and from what I hear, he's a nice guy. So everybody's everybody's gonna stick up for the nice guy. Jorge's kind of a bad guy. Street Jesus.
He fulfills that role perfectly. Though.
Yeah,
he's completely fine with it. Like, you need that alter ego.
Yeah.
Ben Askren. Like, I don't know what smack he was talking before, but obviously it bothered Masvidal to the point where he was calling him, can I say bitch?
Yeah,
he was calling him a bitch. So he was just like, I'm gonna smack that dude up in Whole Foods, this, that, the other. I was like, all right, bro. Like,
well, the problem with Masvidal is he'll do it. Like,
he's Miami for real.
He'll smack you right in the middle of Whole Foods.
He's the most Cuban dude I ever met.
Like, he's the only dude I know that's like, yeah, I just punched out some dude in the back, and everybody's like, oh my.
He's 305, 100%.
Yeah, no.
Miami, that's how they get down.
All right, so did you see any of the Amanda Nunes highlights?
I saw a face kick that ended up ding ding.
I honestly don't think there is a female in the UFC that will give her any challenge at either bantamweight or featherweight.
Nunes?
I can't even throw a name out there.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Fired.
Like, Cyborg,
that was like her only hope. That was bad, bro.
You got to give Cyborg her mandatory rematch, but I don't see it ending any different than the last time. Like, she ripped apart Chris Cyborg. Like, it was just something to do. So I don't foresee anybody coming in and doing anything that these former champions haven't been able to do. So.
And I feel like she evolves as an athlete as well, which some people fail to do, which is going to be hard to figure out what her weakness is.
And the Ben Askren critics and even Joe Rogan said the same thing. Like, Ben Askren is a stylist. Right. He doesn't come out. You're never going to see him throw a Muay Thai kick. You're never going to see him throw a turning back kick.
You just stick to what he knows.
Yeah. He is going to stick to wrestling and ground and pound and those things. And unfortunately, like, the critics are like, he didn't evolve. You got to evolve. It's MMA, not wrestling. Yeah. So
I think he can come back after this, man. Like, I don't think he's done. We'll see how he does in his next fight. But I definitely know he's not going to initially start off with a double leg.
No.
Yeah, hopefully it's a wake-up call.
Yeah, he might set up some strike before.
So,
circle.
Yeah.
This next one, we're probably going to take a little heat for, but I don't care.
I want this one.
John Jones.
Trash.
I think his time is almost coming up. Like, it's almost the end of an era. He in his promo, he stated, he's like, all these younger guys are coming up. I beat up all the old guys. He did. He smashed through.
But now he's the old guy.
All the legends. He smashed through them
when he was young.
And when I watched him fight, so those of you that didn't watch the UFC, the main event, Thiago Santos versus John Jones. John Jones won by split decision. The last time he won by split decision was in 2013 against Alexander Gustafsson. Okay,
and even then, I thought he lost that one.
Yeah,
I'm be honest.
And that may not be a big deal. Here's why it is a big deal. Thiago Santos tore his MCL, his PCL, his ACL, and meniscus, and still took John Jones to 5 rounds
to a split
and almost won.
That's savage.
Like, that man did not have any support on his knee. And John Jones barely edged him out.
Yeah. Well, you saw he had to get carried out.
Like,
his leg was tore up. Like I won.
The way he was kicking John Jones's leg, I think if he'd had his knee the whole time, we would have different light heavyweight champion today.
Well, because I feel like John Jones trains for like offense. You know, like he's usually more offensive minded, and like he goes and dominates. But like he was getting leg kicked like crazy. Like you saw the welts on his inside thigh. Like he didn't prepare for like he's not gonna kick me, and like he got his leg chopped up. You know,
the leg chop is very dangerous.
What I thought was honor was fear. Like I was like, oh man, he's not going after Santos because he sees his knee is hurt. Mm-hmm. Like I watched that dude try to throw like 4 kicks and buckle into the cage, and John Jones did not close the distance at all. Mm-hmm. And I thought because he must have when he did the post fight interview, he's gonna be like, oh, I saw he was hurt. I didn't want to go in there and win that way. But instead, he's like, no, this guy's strong and he's a good striker. I was like, I'm trash.
You don't want to win the fight.
Disgusted. And I was watching with someone who did not watch UFC, and they're like, what's wrong with that dude? Why doesn't he want to fight? And I was just like, I wonder. Even this person that never watches UFC is sitting here wondering why you're not engaging with this other person.
Cut back on the risk.
Yeah.
Well, I think so. GSP kind of had the same thing. Like he was coming up, he was savage. He was sleeping everybody, like finishing like fights after fights. And once he became champion, he kind of like let me play it safe and became a strategist. Like GSP, like the last finish was Michael Bisping, but before that, how many fights went to decision with St. Pierre? You know what I'm saying? And he was playing it super safe because he knows his chin was not holding up.
And people will argue like, no, he just finished Gustafsson, but who hasn't finished?
Yeah, he was on the decline as well.
Gustafsson was on his way out anyways. Like I don't think there was a single person that has fought him that hasn't finished him.
Yeah, who bodied him last? Who was the last dude?
I can't even think of his name. Smith.
Anthony Smith. Yeah, he pieced him and submitted him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he just he retired.
That's it. And he shut it down as he should.
Yeah.
As he should.
You think so?
So did Jimmy Manuwa. See these guys.
Jimmy Manuwa, bro.
Those guys, like I said, those guys are John Jones' era. Those guys were the guys that were like, oh, these are the only people that can beat John Jones. At least 205ers coming up. And, time gets everybody. Oh, and I think it's coming for Jones. There's a lot of young, not yet, but 2 years, if John Jones is somehow still champion, Johnny Walker.
You think so?
If they don't pull a Canelo Alvarez on him and make him fight the greatest before it's too soon. The reason why Canelo Alvarez did not beat Floyd Mayweather because he was too young and he wasn't ready. So this guy, we believe in him. Oh yeah, really? For sure. He's beating Gennady Golovkin. That's.
Did he though?
The first time, no. The second time, I think everybody would argue, yeah, he did.
Hey, but if you guys want to check out any boxing stuff, check out our homie Kelly Pavlik's podcast.
Yeah, Kelly Pavlik, James Dominguez, The Punchline. Check them out. Yeah. We're not going to get too much in the boxing because those guys have everything you need.
I got nothing to talk about boxing.
All right. So, this is shout out to Shell Sonnen making money. But Submission Underground, Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Craig Jones.
I'm mistaken.
Anthony Rumble Johnson weighed in at 278 pounds.
That's a big boy, bro.
That dude.
He looked crazy, bro.
He is. I don't know what he's been doing with his life, but that is a big man.
That boy eat good.
That is a big man.
Yeah, because you got to think, he fought at welterweight, I think.
Yeah, he used to miss weight all the time.
And he was just.
Well, I think it's maybe middleweight, but he used to miss weight.
I want to say he was even 155 because he fought Josh Koscheck.
I know he's fluctuated the weight class.
Yeah, but then he jumped
to miss weight a lot.
But remember, he started fighting heavyweight. He started sleeping motherfuckers. He's like,
he went to light heavyweight. He went to light heavyweight and just started busting dudes. One of those dudes was Gustafsson.
Because he held his hand and he said, "Hold still, brother." And it was just one of my man went, whoa. And it was just it was slow, methodical punches, but every punch was
When it comes to MMA, I got nothing to say to Anthony Rumble Johnson. I don't want that smoke, though. But after that last DC match, when he was just I'm not really in this anymore, I was just like, how could you? Yeah. I told everybody you were going to get him this time. And he let me down. All right. So that match, can you guess who won? Anybody know?
I'm aware who won.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Craig motherfucking Jones.
Craig Jones.
Oh yeah, Craig Jones is a monster.
In 47 seconds by heel hook.
Wow.
Why did he even
not
agree
even surprised?
What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. What the hell did you think was going to happen? Yeah. The entire internet called that shit. I just didn't think it. I thought maybe Craig Jones would Give it an old show for everybody. He said, nah,
if you
I'm here to collect this money in this W. Get up out of here.
If you could throw up a freaking montage and play the Enya,
I'm not going to see
yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so we won't get copyright infringement, but I'm saying all his losses are by submission. Josh Koscheck submitted. DC submitted. Who else submitted him? Vitor Belfort submitted. He got submitted a whole bunch. So I'm like, Craig Jones is an absolute monster on the ground. So like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
You're not going to TKO
It's
the guy.
a celebrity match.
Yeah, it was just,
He was like, hey guys, I'm the guest submission artist.
yeah.
Like,
Are you a gamer?
Oh, absolutely. I've been playing video games since probably 8 years old.
Okay.
So,
what was I going to say? Man. I've lost my... Yeah. So, what system is your game system of choice?
I started on the N64 was the first system I ever purchased or paid anything for games. I grew up on the Xbox, the original Xbox, playing Halo. I've got more hours than I should say out loud logged into Halo. So.
Oh, yeah.
Humanly possible.
Just a little,
on Halo?
Just hearing the little epic soundtrack in the
I gotta be
background.
honest. I liked Halo 1 and 2 and 3 or whatever. After that, I fell off, man. There's so many Halo.
And I can understand that.
I'm just like,
absolutely.
bro, I can't keep up with this. It's like, I tapped out.
We used to have LAN parties with, 16 to 30 some people there. We got all the TVs lined up.
That's the good old days.
You'd stay up 3 days in a row.
Yeah,
And,
100%.
man.
What
memories, man.
about Smash Bros? I mean, that was a staple for me.
I've played it, but it's just not my style of game. I get why people enjoy it, but
It's not you.
I've never been very good
How
at
unfortunate. I was just like cracking my knuckles like, you like Smash Bros?
it. I mean, I'll play it.
Hey, man.
I won't turn it down.
Nah, Halo, I don't want to smoke. I'm trash.
Halo, Elder Scrolls. I played Morrowind. Oh man, back I guess PC was actually where it started. I used to play StarCraft,
Oh,
Age of Empires.
Oh, Age of
Time for me
Empires.
to
That
cue
was, yeah, Age of Empires. What was that other one? Dawn of War. I used to play Age of Empires. And,
Man, video games that I forgot their names because they're so old.
No, but that's
Company of Heroes. There's like a World War II version of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I used to play those too.
PC's actually making a come up now. Like,
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think it's ever went anywhere. It's just
Speak-
I was tuned out. Yeah.
Speaking of PC,
No.
if you are on Twitch, follow Ruthless Rob of
Yeah.
the Nerdjitsu
It'll
team.
be ruthless_Rob. He's gaming every day, so you guys can always catch that.
Sweet.
PC gaming. You guys make any recommendations, he'll play it.
Give them a follow. Support that man.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're getting our second segment. See you soon.
Sweet.
All right, so we're back. We are now joined by young Taekwondo Kung Fu black belt, MMA fighter, Namir. What's your last name?
Singleton.
Singleton. So if you check him out, I'm sure he's got an Instagram. You can come see some of his fights. If you're in Colorado, he trains at Victory MMA with Hector Leon, who also trains at...
Real quick. For the Instagram, in case people want to follow you, please say your Instagram name.
So my Instagram name is King Papacito. KINGPAPICITO.
I'm literally both.
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, so I might edit that out. I'm not I'm actually so offended by that. All right, and we're here with Hector Leon, MMA fighter, somewhat jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah, kind of.
Not really. You can rear naked choke him in and out. And of course, Jacob Propst, and myself, Anthony Santiago. All right, so we already started our nerd segment with the game segment, but now we are going to do a special nerd segment dedicated to Spider-Man Far From Home. So we have one person who is not really following any Marvel movies. Hector, he follows pretty well. Jacob, you say yourself, he's like, in between.
I can keep
And
up.
then I am like a total movie nerd, so not just like Marvel movies, but movies in general.
Yeah.
So, here's how we'll start it off.
We got to put the spoiler alert, right?
Oh yeah, of course. If you
Spoiler.
haven't seen it, this is a time to stop listening. Go see it first, then come back and listen to the rest of it.
You've been warned.
Yeah.
All right, the little spoiler alert, spoiler warning, spoiler. Okay, so that's out of the way. If you're still here, you deserve this.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go, each of us are going to name the pros of what we thought the movie had, and then we'll get into the cons. Because I think most of us have more cons than pros.
Yeah. 100%.
So, no, you're going to go last. And we'll explain that because when you guys look at, for those of you on YouTube, look at this man's outfit he wore there. Okay?
Oh, yeah, it'll definitely be on the footage.
Now, most of us have just got done with training, so we have some crazy outfits on. But we weren't done training that day. He woke up, looked over, said, I should put this on, and wore that. So those of you that have the video, you're going to get to see that. We're going to put it right up by his head. I don't care if we can't fit it in there. I'm going to find a way to fit it over there so you can see. We're going to get still images of the shoe, maybe even a little bit of footage so you guys can see what we saw and have to deal with it as well. But we're enough of roasting him. Let's get into this movie review. Okay, so this is the first movie since Avengers Endgame. Big shoes to fill. Okay, Avengers Endgame was a iconic movie with titanic consequences. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Possible spoilers ahead. All right, now you have one of the most significant events in the Marvel Universe to happen since Marvel Civil War, or Captain America Civil War, right? Yeah. Civil War split the Avengers in half, disbanded the Avengers we all came to know over the 10 years, and then Thanos comes in the middle of it, does what he does. I'm not trying to say anything because I'm going to drop a spoiler warning for Infinity War and everything else. All right, that's all you get. It's just that. All right, so consequences. The Avengers are even more torn apart than they were before. They all are in one place. They come together, do what Avengers do, save the day, right? Now you have a movie that takes place after this. They have to explain all the crazy things that happen in Endgame and try to make it realistic so you believe it. I think they did a good job on that part. Maybe the name, the blip, was kind of dumb, like, because it was a snap, not a blip. Yeah. They did mess up quite a few times because they're like, oh, he blipped, blah, 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 or she blipped, and they said they got older. You couldn't have gotten older if you disappeared. So other than that, small little...
Finite.
Yeah, finite, little problems with that.
Yeah, casual moviegoers probably wouldn't have caught it.
Continuity, I think, was one of my pros, okay? As far as coming from the end game to that, okay? Another pro was Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, okay? I think he did a great job. For his role, I think he did excellent. I like him as an actor. I think he did really well. My third was Zendaya as MJ. I think she does. I don't think she has anything to do even close with the MJ from the comics, which is fine because they're doing their own thing. But her, sometimes I forget that she doesn't act that way in real life. Like the whole nihilist attitude and, just not caring what other people think. I think that was a pretty cool spin. I think she does a great job with that role. I think and I was worried that she wouldn't be able to carry it on from the first Spider-Man. So I think she did good. And last already, is visual effects. I think the visual effects are great. They put a lot of hard work into it. You could tell the animators did a great job. The compositors did a great job. For those of you that may not know what that is, those are the people that put together the special effects and render them with the people to make it look real. So we are living in that environment. The other only positive I have was when they pulled up on the hotel. And then somebody said, "This place is trash." I literally was dying. I literally was dying in that part.
That's a classic.
But that's all the pros for me. I got nothing else.
Are they paying you for royalties for using your quote? Or?
No, they should.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead, Jacob. You're up.
Yeah, so I just watched it a couple days ago. Finally made it to the theater and really, really enjoyed it. Definitely caught me off guard with some of the stuff, but one of the pros I thought was the character development of Peter Parker having gone through the loss of Tony Stark and having lost people that mean a lot to me personally, and knowing how that affects the way you interact with other people. They did an extremely good job of portraying his emotions, his character development, his nervousness, lack of interest with communicating with people. I was actually really well connected to that, so that was a big plus for me to see that they actually made it realistic. So enjoyed that. The visual effects were stunning. It definitely immersed you in the experience and made you ask the questions like, how is this working? And they explain the technology as things go on throughout the film, and really enjoyable to see the continuity between the films. I think, that's a con. We'll adjust we'll talk about that next. The character development of MJ was really, really enjoyable. Seeing just a kind of a different take on things. And that's kind of the whole thing since Endgame is they're putting their twist on their versions of everything. So it's cool to see them, use a bunch of original ideas and kind of make it memorable. So enjoyed it.
That's it. That's all you got?
Yeah.
I only got maybe 2. I'll be 3 if I'm sparing. I thought the movie was subpar at best.
Pros.
All right.
Yeah, you got to talk positive.
All right. So positivity. So CGI, like the scenes, the Mysterio scenes, were probably my favorite scenes of the movie. Real intricate, very detailed. You couldn't really tell the difference, honestly. Anthony sometimes will cue up some absolutely horrific CGI scenes. And that's one of his funny things he do. But this one was kind of hard to depict. It was really well processed, and like you said, shout out to the animators. And 2 is I forget the actress's name who plays Aunt May, bro.
Oh, Marissa Tomei or something like that?
I don't know. She's bad, bro. I don't care. No, she was fire. I was just like, she's an absolute star.
No, I don't know how old she is, but
nah. She can definitely if I was cool enough and I had enough gram followers, I'll definitely DM her. She's bad. Shout out to John Favreau, aka Happy. My man's winning, and that's really all the pros I had because I'm about to go off in this next segment. You got next, bro. I'm passing the time.
Despite of me, the last Spider-Man I seen was Spider-Man 3. This new Spider-Man that I saw, it's been years since I've seen it, so it was something different. I like how they upgraded him. I can't really say much about it, despite that it's been so long. But, they said they took mostly everything, how to use the CGI compared to, I'm just saying something that I've seen before, like how to use CGI and the different effects than the last Spider-Man I've seen. So I have to catch up. I can't really say much about it, but yeah, that's all I have.
All right, before we move forward, Namir, I'm on you again. You said you saw Spider-Man 3, or did you see The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Jamie Foxx? Which one was it?
Amazing Spider-Man 3, same thing.
He combined the 2. Oh, no, he combined the 2 titles. Which Spider-Man? Who's Spider-Man? That one that you watched? Do you even know the actor's name?
Tobey Maguire.
No. If Jamie Foxx was in it, it was not Tobey Maguire. All right, so we're going to move on to the next part of our segment. Okay, so our next part of our review. Okay, so cons. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Story is the con. The whole Europe trip is drastically desperate. There was no reason for him to go to Europe. He could have stayed in New York and done the same thing. They just wanted to fit it into the Far From Home. Nick Fury, we'll go into the second part of that, but Nick Fury was absolute trash. He was like, I'm going to yell at you the whole time. Nick Fury hasn't yelled at anybody the entire MCU, and no one thought this was weird. He was just out stomping around.
There's more
he was like, I'm going to get you. You're really bad, Spider-Man. I was like, this is trash. The plot twist was super lame. Anybody that's read the comics knew what was going to happen. But the device in which it was carried out, I would have been more happy with a regular ass projector than what they decided to do. Is Tony Stark a villain? Why does he have a whole satellite that is under his name only as a defense satellite with a bunch of robots in it?
Yeah, why you got never been used.
Why you got drones? Where were those when Thanos came? Why? I'm not going to keep. We're not going to keep going. We'll get into it later. The plot twist was absolutely trash. Like, I knew what it was supposed to be. Anybody that had the comics knew what it was supposed to be. So I knew Mysterio was bad. Like, I said it, like, before when people were posting, like, hey, he's actually a good guy. Like, there was a bunch of, I think it was Quirky or someone was like, he's actually a good guy. I got on there and I was like, don't believe this. You're trash.
You are uneducated.
Yeah. Don't, just stop writing stuff, Quirky. Every single theory you guys had was absolute trash. You guys were done. The only thing they guessed right was the after credit scene, but that was released on the internet, so you don't count.
Well, the after credit scene was trash as well.
Yeah, it was the worst than anything. The villain motivation.
Absolutely.
Go
ahead.
Okay, I do have to give one more con. They did pull one guy from Iron Man 1, a throwback from Iron Man 1, so shout out to him. So, cool on that, but the rest of it was trash. I'm mad at Tony Stark, who's dead. Yeah. So I'm going to destroy the world / control the robots that no one knew about?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't those helped in Wakanda? Like, nothing. Nothing.
He
How many Wakandans had to die? How many Asgardians? How many sorcerers? Like, how many of them people could have been alive right now if you have brought your robots that have machine guns on the front, lasers,
tactical strikes.
I was like,
or distract.
Missiles
with the projection screen. I don't know. We're getting it right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this will be like a 40-hour podcast.
I'm gonna say this right now. I liked Iron Man 3 better than this movie.
Whoa.
This was the new generation's Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 happened after Avengers. Everybody hopped on it, thought it was good, and was like, "This was the greatest movie ever," and they were wrong.
I actually
think this movie was better than Endgame, you're wrong.
I'm telling you right now. You're lower than Ponsco.
You are absolute scum.
Yes.
At me. DM me. We'll argue.
Yeah, hit us up.
We'll get you on the show. You can argue here.
Maybe we can throw hands.
All right. That's all I got for cons, because otherwise I would just dissect the rest of the movie.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring it back.
Man, the one thing that I hate seeing happen is either breaking the fourth wall or things pulling me out of the intensity of the movie. And I think they went a little too lighthearted. The whole Peter Tingle thing, like, just was like, why would they make such a joke like that? Like, I was hoping for a darker, more serious tone. And it was like, oh, are they trying to make this a kids movie?
That's exactly.
It was painful every time that got brought up. And then it just became more blatantly obvious how the story was going to play out, and it was just like, oh, this is super predictable. It lacked the intricacy of some of the previous films.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was painful at the end, for sure. I was just like, oh, are they really doing this? Like, this is how it's going to end? I think I picked up on a couple details because I think they're going to have another one. So I'm sure another Spider-Man with more character development. Spoiler warning: probably going to see Mysterio again.
No,
but we'll see. They didn't answer that question, but
it's like a loose end.
Yeah, it's a very loose end. Hopefully, they decide not to do that, but we'll see. Other than that,
those are your cons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like Anthony because I'm like, have to pull out the whole list. Like, so again, I guess I'll just go with what Anthony said, the story development. Like, I mean, I came up with the preconceived notion, like, Endgame and Infinity War were back-to-back bangers, so, like, I thought that this was, like, it was the end of the phase.
Yes, the last one.
So this was the ending of, what, phase 1?
Phase 3.
So, an ending of phase 3, right? So, I had, like, back-to-back bangers, we had, like, this cataclysmic stuff happen. So, like, how do you match up to that? So, in my head, I thought they're going to end this phase, like, on a high note. I couldn't be any more wrong. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, wow, buns. Like, the whole story, like, Mysterio and stuff. Like I said, the only thing they had going for it, for me personally, was the CGI and Aunt May. She's bad. Other than that, hopefully they can bounce back and bring it all together. Like, the end credit scene was kind of iffy. The scrolls and all the stuff still being relevant. I was just
desperation.
It's more like, for what? Like, there's really no
plot building for Captain Marvel 2.
So, I mean, other than that, though, I'd say we got to see what happens next, because it was just basically a segue. It was just like a good filler for what to happen next. But I mean, I wait till it drops on Netflix, to be honest.
It won't drop on Netflix. Disney
Alright.
Plus.
Oh, well, real quick though, Sony. I like what you guys did with the previous animated Spider-Man. Top notch. That was fire.
We had
That was
Jacob
fun.
and I had that discussion. Like, did that movie raise our expectations too much? And then we were disappointed by the Spider-Man.
Yeah, so the animated film was fire. This one, I think I just came with the mindset that it's going to be the same level as the previous Marvel movies, and I think that's where I went wrong. So maybe now I'll go rewatch it, just to maybe let now the nerves are settled, rewatch it and not be so more open minded to it. But that's really all I got. You don't even know what to say.
Listen, I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. I didn't like the Spider-Man, honestly. All the the Spider-Man that I've never seen like him running out of webs and all this and all this suit stuff. Listen, just keep it simple, all this fake stuff that they had in the movie, But I mean, hey, that's Spider-Man. I don't watch Marvel movies. I just watch bits and pieces, so I really can't speak on it. But from what I've seen, should have just been it was trash. It was real trash.
All right, that's all you had to say.
You wearing that bullshit?
Yeah. I have nothing to write off what Amir said, but his outfit was also trash.
100%.
No doubt. It was absolute trash. But the big issue I have with the tone of the movie, as you were saying, Hector, is they literally, you are following one of the biggest movies ever, and you're saying it's in the last movie of that phase. They left absolutely nothing. They didn't include one single Avenger. They didn't even mention them other than in a brief passing. They made Nick Fury fake. How long has he been gone? Like, I don't care. It was like, that to me was like the final straw in, nail in the coffin. Like, trash. Nothing else. No, it was like, usually you can save a movie with special features or, one shots or anything. Like when they made Iron Man 3, when they ruined the Mandarin, they made a one shot and they broke into prison, captured the dude who was pretending to be the Mandarin, and they're like, hey, the real Mandarin wants to see you. Never went anywhere, but, it was like, hey, we know we messed up. Let's try to fix this. As far as Mysterio, I think he's dead. I think they killed him because that's what they do with the kind of good villains is they kill them, like Killmonger,
like someone you can
Alexander Pierce. Like he had a good plan. It was well thought out. Killmonger, good plan, well thought out. Mysterio not so much, but he was like a legitimate threat. Like,
right.
He actually was beating Spider-Man. He almost won. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm winning because I have a bigger Iron Man suit. Oh, Tony, you stopped at building a tiny one. I'm better than you. Like, Obadiah Stane, trash. Whiplash, I have a big Iron Man suit with whips. Oh, my. Whips on your Iron Man suit? Way to go, bud. Like, there's lots of trash bad guys. And the Mysterio was up there with some of the better ones. Like, he's better than Arthur Killian, whose hands got really hot. I mean, there's some really fucking trash bad guys. And I think Mysterio could have been one of the better ones, and it could have led us towards a Sinister Six movie, which would have been a Spider-Man level threat.
That's exactly what I thought they were setting up for. Like, I was on Reddit a whole bunch. I was reading like a bunch of subreddits about it, and so I'm always into like before I go watch a movie, like I want to see what the crowd or community is talking about. So like I saw some subreddits that talked about a potential ending scene that showed like the old Avengers Tower, like how at the end of Infinity War, how it got destroyed by the missiles or whatever. So they were talking about how the end credit scene would be like them rebuilding it, and it says Oscorp, which would have been a dope setup for
fire.
Like if that scene would have made I would have had a different turn on the movie. Like if they had like rebuilding it and said Oscorp, I'm like, that's Sinister Six headquarters. That'd be fire. If the Mysterio, I know he has an alter, because it's not just Quentin Beck. I know they have another dude that picks up the mantle. So maybe, like you said, Mysterio may not be dead.
Yeah,
but Quentin Beck, definitely, that boy's right.
My entire basis for that is he confidently said, I have contingencies, and why not have multiple contingencies and fake your death? And
Yeah, because he was just like an illusionist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't even an illusionist. He was just.
I do with the
He
projections.
created Barth.
Yeah.
Well, no, he created an illusion, and he got met. His motivation to be a villain was Tony Stark named it Barth.
The acronym. Yeah, he was like,
That was painful.
barf.
That was. I was like,
That's the reason I gotta kill you.
They did so well for Mysterio up until that point.
Yep.
And his speech was so corny. And Jake Gyllenhaal did the best he could with that shitty speech.
I just can't imagine how painful that
The
was.
actors in there that were on his team, and they were just so corny. Like they were like,
Yeah.
"Rah, hurrah." I was like,
Hip, hip,
this
hooray.
is yeah.
For Spider-Man.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, this is
Like every time
that
they-
toast scene was probably one of the roughest scenes in the whole movie. And then the last thing that bothered me was the untold story of how Flash's mom was just MIA. They tried to push that so hard subtly. Like he's like when they show it when he's got the ether glasses on, which is another ignorant. Don't even start on that MacGuffin. That was like the worst MacGuffin since the Infinity Stones. Like I get it. There's Infinity Stone everywhere. Blah blah blah. I was so mad by the end of it. I was like, can you just put these together and get a gauntlet already? But this one made me wish there was an Infinity Stone in there somewhere for some reason, because they're like, oh, these glasses that Tony had on for like 10 seconds in the movie in Infinity War are now these incredibly intricate, dangerous things that can end worlds. Whatever, not going to pick on that. But he looks at the ether glasses and you see him looking at the text and it's like, Mom, where are you? I haven't heard from you. And at the end, he's like, my mother couldn't make it. And I was like, that. It was just a brief second. You see him look all sad, like, oh. And that was it. No building on it, no nothing. And don't even get me started about the most fire fight scene was in the trailer, but not in the movie. When he was wearing the Iron Spider suit and beating up the bad guys, and it goes to the cops and says,
the cops, yeah. That
are
was,
you going to be the next Iron Man? He's like, how? When I'm doing your job.
yeah, that wasn't even in the movie.
Not even in the movie.
That
The
was,
most fire scene, not
he didn't
even
even
in
wear
the
the
movie.
iron. He didn't wear the iron suit at all.
He wore it at the charity event. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And then it sat in a weird box somehow, and his.
Yeah, like the the nanotech thingy.
I don't know the science behind that box, but it was not the science that fired it out of the Avengers
Doesn't seem
Tower.
like it'd be hard to bring along.
Like literally, we just put it in a cup. Like that's my drink. Like what? Like,
Splash it on your
so you're
skin.
like,
Lubriderm. There you go. You got to see
it's
them.
under 1 ounce. We're good.
Take it.
But yeah, go see it yourself. Let us know what you think. If you agree, disagree, let us know in the comments. Fire us up. We want to hear your opinion. I think that's going to be that. That's all I got for.
Real quick. If you guys are watching the video on YouTube and you guys got some potential intel to the next phase of Marvel, the movie after this, hit us up in the comments. We'd love to talk and chop it up to you guys.
All right, that's all we got for the remainder of our nerd segment. Thank you, Jacob, for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
You want go ahead and plug your social media. Let them know where they can find you, where they can link up with you to get that seminar. And go ahead, man, shoot it.
Jacob Myers Propst on Facebook. My gym's Consecution Jiu-Jitsu, so you can find that on there as well. The Rash Guard t-shirt company is Helm Raymond's, so you can check that out there. On Instagram, I'm Jabbok_Fluxo, so JABBOK_FLUXO. Check me out. I'm on there. Snakebite308 for my gamer tag. If you guys have Xbox Ones with Xbox Live, I'm always playing video games when I can. So add me. Other than that, see you on the mats.
All right. Hector and Amir, thank you for coming on. I'm glad you could join us. We appreciate your insight, and hopefully we'll get you after your next fight and get you in here on the show.
Chop it up with you. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for following. Hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you're on Instagram, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and if you're on Twitch, follow Ruthless_Rob. He's doing big things. He's got a lot going on. He's moving forward. He's giving away a game. He's already given away one. Keep following. He's got some more giveaways to get. And don't forget our YouTube. Once we hit 100 followers, we're going to give away a free hoodie. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you're on the podcast, make sure you share. Give us a rating. What you think? Any insight is always good insight. So let us know what you think. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
What's up, everybody? It's Hector, my man Anthony. We're out here for a Spider-Man review. We're about to do a preview. Waiting for Namir, our special guest. We're about to take a walk. Let's ride. Hell no. Those are boxing shoes.
These are basketball shoes. These are
No. Yeah.
Special guest.
Crazy. He comes out here dressed like this.
Oh man, you know we're gonna fire you up on the show. Oh my
You got
God!
Nike, you got Adidas.
The only person in the world that ain't breaking his ankles today. Oh my Lord! Oh come on! Nah, wait,
He's getting out for me.
bruh.
This boy about to get his
Bruh.
drink on out of damn
Bruh.
movie. Typical scumbag.
Oh man!
And then we got these Jones right here. So right now we are at Colorado Springs, Tinseltown. We're frequent flyers here. You know, we always out here watching movies. Not this bum. He's a fraud. But we out here every time, all the time.
All the time, every Marvel movie.
Every Marvel movie, we're always out here.
And Lion King. We'll be
So
back.
here we go. We're about to be in the XD. We'll see y'all later. Stay tuned for the review.
What's up? We just finished the movie. We'll give you the full breakdown here in the video at the end. Don't forget my man's is still wearing this outfit.
Just like the movie, trash.
We're gonna
Just like
fire
that.
you up. We're gonna fire it up.